I know what you want, and it's not me standing up here talking. So, without further ado, please welcome three ladies who made television must-see TV long before another network turned it into a promotional phrase. Kate Jackson, Jaclyn Smith, Cheryl Ladd. Here's something that most guys don't get to say to these three ladies, so I will say it right now. Good evening, angels. Which you've heard 172 times in the past. We're gonna have some fun. We've got some serious questions. We've got some silly questions. But I really want to begin with what you just witnessed right now. There is a love for you three.
They deserve it.
Okay, so some general questions to begin with, questions I've wanted to know. Who came up with the famous prayer hands picture? Do you remember?
You know, I'd have to refer to Kate. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow. I should have known that.
I did it.
You did it?
It's me. I'm sorry.
Was your idea?
Well, yeah, we just did it.
You had a lot of ideas. So what about the other pose that I know you've graciously done for fans over the years?
Quite a few, and this one too.
Right.
And this one.
So was that anybody's idea?
Right.
Was it one of your ideas?
I don't remember.
I think, yeah, I'm not sure about that three-shot.
I remember saying I don't want to, I want the walkie-talkie, I don't want the gun.
I probably had the gun.
You did have the gun.
I had the gun.
Cheryl,
yeah,
you
what
came
did you
in
have?
season 2, but were you watching season 1?
Yes, definitely.
Just wanted to make sure you were a fan beforehand.
Oh, yeah, I was a fan.
Is it true that in the early days of the show, Farrah's hair was called the fourth angel?
Most definitely. It had a light. Yeah.
It was called the fourth angel?
Oh, it should have been if it wasn't, because it had a life of its own. And it needed its own billing, and it was a crown on her head.
Let the money brush the hair.
Yeah, that's was Kate's big.
She had spectacular hair.
The crew,
yeah.
Jackie and Farrah would flip their heads over
And
brush their hair real hard, flip it back, and the crew would
get mad.
Here we go again.
Like, they're wasting time.
The money is in front of the camera. Let the money brush the hair.
Yeah, that was Kate.
Kate, I think we need to start when you walked into Aaron Spelling and Leonard Goldberg's office, and they had this show that they tried to get underway that no one wanted, called The Alley Cats.
Yeah, it was
and
horrible.
You sat down, and if legend is correct, you gave them a few ideas fairly quickly that became legendary for this show, almost as if you helped create the show.
Yeah, that's right.
Angels.
We were shooting the third season of The Rookies, and I had a clause in my Rookies contract that, yay! I had a clause in my Rookies contract that said Spelling Goldberg Productions had a right of first refusal for a second series when The Rookies was over. And I thought, okay, I think we're going to go 3, and we'll probably go 4. So if Aaron comes up with it, it's going to be Satan's School for Death House, Love, Kill 'em Cruise, Don't Let Anybody Live and Make Me Bloody. And it's going to get canceled. And so The Rookies was about 3 young male cops, so why not just have 3 women? And you know, in the opening credits, they go underneath the police academy thing. That was right out of the opening credits for The Rookies. But I called Aaron's secretary and asked if we could have a meeting. And Lynn was a little bit late, and at the time there were 3 networks, ABC, CBS, and NBC, and that was the whole ball game. And when Lynn came in, he said, oh, this is great, and we have something, and it's available, because all 3 networks have already passed on it. And I thought, oh boy, that sounds like a real winner.
Yeah,
And,
I didn't.
So I was looking down at Lynn's brown shoes. They were lace-up shoes while he was telling me the story of the alley cats, thinking that's the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. What's going to happen when I look up? Is my top lip going to stick to my teeth, or am I going to be smiling? And he finally stopped, and I said, I got to be definite here. I can't say, oh, I don't know about that, because we'll be doing it. So I looked up and I said, I don't like that much. And Aaron pointed at my pink revision pages and said, well, what's that? Have you got something? And I said, well, yeah. And he said, well, let's hear it. And I stood up and I didn't know how to start. So I said, okay, once upon a time. Wow. And the rest is history.
The alley cats lost the leather clothes.
Right.
Yeah, whips, chains, women in the back alley.
But the box on Spelling's desk became part of it. The angel picture behind
there was
you.
an oil of 3 angels over here and the speakerphone here, because it didn't have a title when I walked in, but that didn't, because Charlie was Harry first and Charlie, because he loves women. Tall, short, big, small, all women. They're not gals, dames, babes, angels. He loves women. So they're Charlie's angels.
And you were originally going to play Kelly Garrett. You changed your mind and said, Sabrina Duncan's my role. What was the catalyst that made you say, that's a better fit?
I don't know.
I really want to know that, because I never knew. I was just happy to have Kelly.
I don't know either.
Because it was centered around Kate. And so
the pilot.
Yeah, it was centered around you. And
you
so
had
I had to work the most.
Yeah, you did.
And I love the part. But I think what's interesting is after the show got going, we were all so different, and our own personalities came into the characters we were playing.
Oh, yeah.
But if you read the description in the pilot, you always went for a departure, and it was like a fashion plate. Now, that should
when we started shooting the series, the characters were just totally interchangeable. There weren't characters written, so we just did what we did, and we changed our words, and we'd work on them.
We do, and rewrite, but I think our own character came into Kelly and Sabrina.
It had to,
Chris.
yes.
Okay, so you auditioned for the role, and you have admitted in the past it was not your best work. So were you surprised when you got the role? Do you remember your reaction? And did they ask you to dye your hair red because initially they wanted a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead?
And they thought that was inclusive, a cross-section of the country. Right. Every hair color. I think I got the audition because I was doing a show called Switch starring Robert Wagner. And he was, he's a great guy. He was in Aaron's, you've got to see Jackie. And I went in at the last minute, and it was a cold reading.
Was that in Freddie Silverman's office?
No, it was in Aaron's office. And
when were Farrah and I waiting for you? We were waiting for you at the end of the hall.
Maybe after.
And it was in Freddie Silverman's office. When was that?
I don't know, but no, 50 years we're forgetting.
Yeah.
But
50 years.
But I left there knowing I don't have red hair. It wasn't a good reading, and I put it out of my mind. I didn't have high hopes. And the very next day, I got a call, and they said, they want you for the part. And I was very innocent and naive at the time, and I was shocked. But I knew the show was different and special and unique. And I thought, wow, 3 women chasing danger instead of being rescued from danger. And that's what we were.
And one of those women was Farrah Fawcett Majors, who I know you all loved, who is not with us anymore, but once upon a time she decided to leave the show. Now, it was a hit show.
Right.
When she decided to leave, were you a little bit angry with her? Did you understand her? She had a legal issue that was not your problem, but you were a team.
It
We
was
were
disappointing.
very
We
disappointing.
had such a good time, you know.
I was sad, confused.
Yeah.
And I knew there were a lot of people in her ear. But I know if I ask anybody out there tonight, she's in our collective memory, she's here, and charisma doesn't need a second season. And we have this one.
Yeah.
So
And let's get to her because
she filled her shoes. It was hard shoes to fill. And
Cheryl stepped in, and we didn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
She stepped right in. We didn't miss a beat.
we were number one.
It was so easy. It was unbelievable.
So Farrah agreed to come back for 6 episodes, but in the meantime, Chris Monroe, the little sister, shows up,
Fill the
and
shoes.
I have to give you so much credit because, first of all, you're funny. I know this in real life, but you showed up on the set wearing a T-shirt that made an impact. Did you know the crew immediately just got you?
Yes.
The crew loved her
Farrah
immediately.
Fawcett, minor.
And she came on the set singing Where the Boys Are. And
Oh, yeah, I was always singing.
But
I thought, wow, we all have our warm up in a different way.
Yeah.
I know yours.
Yeah.
You taught me a couple of words first. And, and then Cheryl would sing Where the Boys Are. She has a beautiful voice.
She does.
So.
Where the boys are.
Now, we have to get to this, Cheryl. You, at one point, Aaron Spelling approaches you and you say no. Then he comes back and she says no. And then he meets you at a restaurant and you decide, okay, I'll come and talk to you. And he agreed to some things that you needed to do in order to take this role that you wanted. But I'm just amused and impressed that you would say no to one of Hollywood's biggest producers 3 times.
And he said, why? He asked me to come to the office. And he said, just tell me, why don't you want to do that? I said, because everybody loves Farrah. I don't know who's going to try to take that place. And he said, well, I have an idea. If you're Farrah's little sister, then you're part of the family. And I said, I'm in.
One of the best decisions of your career?
Yes, very much so.
Kate, did you know that Cheryl did 2 episodes of The Rookie? She played both, I wrote this down, file clerk and girl.
Wait, she played what?
File clerk and girl.
Oh,
Yes.
I know one. I didn't know 2.
And then she was in...
File clerk and girl?
You know,
It's illustrious.
And
No, and we did a
School for
television
Girls.
movie together too, which was
Satan School for Kids.
So this show comes on the air. It has 3 strong, smart, beautiful, gifted women who know how to solve crimes. And it seemed that the demographic for your show was everyone.
Yeah, it was
Pretty amazing.
multi-generational.
But I heard the applause when you were talking about strong women. So did men and women look at the show differently? Did they tell you different things?
No, you have to ask them.
Yeah,
You'll have to ask the
yeah.
men.
I think we're here because of them. So thank you.
But when
It's all
fans
about
approached you, what did fans mainly say when they approached you and maybe asked for an autograph or a photograph?
You know, they were just full of enthusiasm and love. And I think our show being sort of the first of its kind, we were in their living rooms. They knew us. It sort of gave women a permission to be independent and to break out of their mold and, you know, not be defined by a man.
Before Charlie's Angels, we met Honey West, played by Anne Francis, and we knew policewoman Angie Dickinson, and Teresa Graves played Christy Love.
And with all power to them and all credit to them, there was always a man that they their partner
was
or
the
whatever
boss.
that would come in at the last minute, and not always, but was at least equal and probably the one that she would ask whatever. I don't know, but they started to crack the glass ceiling, and then we came in and gave it a good whack.
I think maybe you shattered it.
Well, we did. We made an impact, I think. Yeah.
And Charlie was our boss, not our controller. And the romance of the show was really him. I mean, we were ruled by loyalty less than romance in the show.
Yeah.
Although I did get one scene with Tom Selleck, and I was hoping he was going to come back. But they didn't bring him back. He's a friend of mine, and I would have loved that. But
Did you ever feel like you were living in a bubble because you were working so many hours?
Oh,
you show up to the set, work, they had to close the set because you were getting too many visitors?
Aaron...
My problem was I had a little girl at home. That was difficult for me to, and she would come and have lunch with me and that, but she got bored. She didn't want to hang out with us, and she enjoyed it a couple of times a week, but she got used to the fact that Mommy had a job and she was coming home and everything was fine. But bless her heart, I missed her like crazy. It was a little tough to be an actress.
She was perfect.
She was this big.
And she's still perfect.
And
I think
she's so
out there. She's Cheryl, another Cheryl.
And also decided to kind of follow Mom in the world of showbiz, right?
Jordan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There was,
She's followed her very well.
So she was bored then, but then it took off.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Aaron Spelling once sent a note to the set that read this: "Tell the little troublemaker I got her message." Who knows who that message is for?
Oh, I know.
Cheryl?
Well, I have
Which
to tell
message was that?
She's going to
know
tell
it.
you.
He liked me in a bikini. That's all I can tell you. And I had to wear the bikini. I had to wear the bikini. And it was starting to really piss me off, if you want to know the truth. So I thought, okay, how am I going to get out of this? So I went out and bought the tiniest little bikini ever seen on television at that point. And we filmed. And Aaron was not happy. But he called me in and he said, well, he didn't call me in. First, somebody came and told me. Aaron said, tell the little, what did he say? Tell the little troublemaker that she's never going to do that again. And I didn't, but I made my point. And when I was wearing a swimsuit, it was something I felt.
Well, our ratings went up.
That's why he was upset.
All three of you are actually very funny. I was even watching backstage as you were watching your clips, and Kate, you're like someone at a movie theater that's talking back to the screen that you are so amused by when you're in the theater.
It's annoying, isn't it?
No, it's fun. Do you remember what you were saying about the clips?
No, did I? Probably said too much or a
Kind of
lot.
overwhelming, those clips, right?
No, it was fun.
A lot of memory to those clips.
You were talking about, and I know I feel applause coming, the Angels in Chains episode.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fan
I think
favorite.
that's everybody's favorite show.
Yeah, that was a fan favorite.
That sure was fun.
But
Yeah.
when you were shooting it in towels, it wasn't 80 degrees in the room.
It was freezing. It was freezing. And did you just hear me tell?
Yes, I was
But I
eavesdropping.
remember that. I mean, I'm always cold.
That's because you would have participated anyway. Farrah disappeared. And so I went to look for her, and the door to the prop master's room was closed, and it really shouldn't have been, so I opened it, and there she was. She had the gas stove turned on with the oven open. She was sitting in a chair with her feet up, drinking a little jigger of vodka. to get warm. I mean, it was freezing. So she asked me if I wanted one and he took one. And then we walked back on stage and she tried to give Jackie one, but liquor never touches those lips.
No liquor. Oh, I'm sure my daughter's happy to hear me say that.
It was fun. Farrah was funny. It was all funny.
She had humor. She was a gourmet cook. She was a sculptor. You know, writer. And she was our friend.
Wonderful.
And she was very brave.
And it was fun to be her little sister when we got to have scenes together. It was great.
It's great. This is a question for all of you, but to prepare for this, I recently sat down and had a meeting with a publicist who's represented the three of you and Tanya Roberts by the name of Jay Schwartz, who I know you all know. So a few things he said during the conversation, I just wanted to share with you because it was all loving. Kate, he told me that you're an ideal woman and someone he considers very smart. Jaclyn, he was so happy to fill me in that the Kennedy family loved when you played Jackie Kennedy in that movie.
Yeah.
Cheryl, he says you're the risk taker. You love taking chances. You showed up on the Carol Burnett show. You hosted the Emmys. You tackled Dancing with the Stars.
She sang the Star Spangled
Banner, the national anthem. So my question is, from all of that, what is the best advice any publicist ever gave you that you took with you as the years passed? Let's start with you, Kate.
I don't remember any, to tell you the truth. I really don't.
Okay, that's fair. Jaclyn?
Well, Jay gets me out there, you know. So I'm appreciative of that. You know, when I see something, I don't think I'm going to do it, you know. Once I had kids, it was hard to get me out of the house. He pushes me and you know, really encourages me. And I think encouragement and belief in you, he had that. I think he had it.
Yes.
So I'm appreciative of it.
And Cheryl?
I would say the same. My husband encouraged me to do whatever I felt I wanted to do, parts that I wanted to play. I got to be on Broadway, and he was there with me the whole time. And that was a dream of mine because I got to go in to an open air show with live actors when I was very young. And I thought, that looks really fun. And I got to do that. I got to be on Broadway and sing and dance. And that was a fulfillment of a dream of mine.
I'm going back to you.
Let me clear something up, though. I meant of all the publicists I've ever had who's given me advice. I didn't mean that Jay is not giving me.
Oh, no, just any publicist is.
Yeah, no, I don't really remember any, to tell you the truth.
How about just someone in.
But it's not meant for Jay specifically.
No.
It's just meant, I don't remember any right now. This is the 50th anniversary.
I know. But may I say that you all three look fantastic. And it's true. I'm very close to you.
You're all going blind a little bit. I think that's okay.
Okay, this is the section that I'm curious about. It's for all of you. I have questions. It's about roles. You've all had opportunities that didn't happen or couldn't happen for one reason or another. Jaclyn, I'm going to begin with you. You were on your way to becoming part of an iconic film franchise, but it was not to be. Why weren't you a Bond girl?
I had a contract. And, you know, Houston upbringing, you follow your contract. And Aaron was the first to invite me to the party, so I was honoring my contract. And, you know, it wasn't meant to be. I think things happen for a reason. I really do, so I have no complaints.
Okay.
This one, on the other hand, no, it's okay.
No, I want to talk about it because I still want to see the Kramer versus Kramer.
She would have been great.
Starring Kate Jackson. Tell me, I mean, it was all set. You were doing it, and then you weren't. What happened?
You want the truth?
I do. They do, too.
They changed the schedule for the movie 4 times, and every time they did, Aaron would look at the Charlie's Angels schedule and say, oh, gee, we had to change our schedule. Now it doesn't work here, here, and here. So he didn't let me do it. So I decided then I'll do this year, and then adios.
That is what happened.
Now, that I'm not saying I would have done the French Lieutenant's Woman or all of the other things, but it would have been a different career. However, I would have missed Scarecrow and Mrs. King, which I love.
Now it's your turn, Cheryl.
Okay.
While you said no to Aaron Spelling a few times, Aaron Spelling once said no to you because there was an actress by the name of Elaine Heilweil who was playing the role of Nancy on a TV show called Family. After 6 episodes, she left, and then all of a sudden, the brunette Nancy became the blonde Meredith Baxter Birney. But there was a time when that might have been you, and if it was, you would have never done Charlie's Angels.
That's right. That's right. That was a good thing that happened.
How close did you get to that role?
Pretty close. I didn't know that. As a young actor, particularly, when you start to get someone thinking that you could do this or you can do that, or you go in and you audition and you get the job, there's something about that really can give you strength of, hey, I'm doing what I want to do. They're going to let me do what I want to do. And it was always such a thing. And then there are times when they go, the one you want so bad, and you don't get it. It's hard.
But then you were offered, allegedly, The Burning Bed and turned it down, and it became a great vehicle for Farrah.
That's right. Farrah did it. A great job she did, too.
How did you know that wasn't for you? You just know.
Just something you know.
So I don't know if I'm going to get Kate or Jaclyn to answer this question, but I'm going to try.
Okay.
Now that it's been some years since maybe these things happened during your Charlie's Angels time or whenever, are you free to speak about roles maybe you turned down that you're okay with saying no to?
What's that? Are we free that we had to turn down?
Like, are you okay to talk about some things that you said no to that other people went on to great glory?
Sure,
Tell me, Kate.
try us and let's see.
Dallas?
What?
I thought you said Dallas.
No, I said try it. Let's ask what you want.
Okay. What role did you turn down?
Oh, I didn't. I didn't get to do Kramer. And while we were doing Charlie's Angels, we worked so hard. We stood on the stage. The sound stage doesn't have a comfortable floor. It's cement, and you stand on that cement floor.
18 hours sometimes.
Yeah, really. It was exhausting. I'm not saying it wasn't fun. It was fun and it was great, but it was exhausting. So during hiatus, I was happy to stay home and play tennis. I really was.
Mm-hmm.
Jaclyn?
Well, I was considered for Beetlejuice. I just didn't understand it. I know. God, no. Sad. My husband regrets that. And, but, you read a script and it doesn't always ring true to you. And it's about what you can bring to it. And so there's been through the years different things that,
That you've turned down? Is that? I don't
Yes.
know I can't hear.
Yeah, different things. At one point, John Travolta was to do 9.5 weeks, and I was to do that, but I wasn't really right for that one either. So that was Kim Basinger and Mickey Rourke. It happens, but I think certainly I look at my life as what's meant to be will be, and it's been a good journey. Yeah. It's really been a good journey.
There are a lot of fans here tonight who are encyclopedic with their knowledge of Charlie's Angels.
I know.
Do you think you could tell them something they don't know? A behind-the-scenes story, an inside joke, a badly behaving guest star?
I'm sure we could. I'm not
You
sure
think
we would
about it,
want
Kate.
to.
We'll start with Cheryl and come back to you.
Oh, thanks a lot. Something on the set.
There's funny stuff that happens.
A lot
Funny is good.
A lot of funny stuff. People slamming doors and they slam back open, and all the silly things that happen when you're on the set. But you're walking in and you trip over the carpet. Nah, come on, reset. But there's something about, especially with the three of us, I think, that we enjoyed our work. We
we did.
really enjoyed what we were doing, and we wanted to do it, all of us, the very best we could, and to make a character out there that people could relate to. And I think we did that pretty well.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about something, Jaclyn?
On the set, I mean, I was surprised. This is not on the set, but the network didn't believe in our show. They aired our pilot as a 2-hour movie, and it went through the roof, and they thought, this is a fluke. We got to do it again. This couldn't be. This doesn't have endurance. And they aired it a second night to even higher ratings. And even then, I mean, and that's Aaron's genius. I think he had an instinct about what the public wanted to see. And he knew, he had an expression that it was eye candy or the whole candy store. But even with that, he gave our show narrative, mystery, and danger. People keep leaning forward. What's going to happen to these girls? So I didn't understand the network his track record was amazing.
They
But
didn't understand why you couldn't see him. Why did he have to be a speaker?
yeah, they just thought these women and men's roles, this is not going to work. And they didn't even order a full season of episodes. But then once we remained in the top 10, then
Wow.
they believed in Aaron. I don't know how they didn't.
Don't remember
was
that. How many did they order the first season?
I don't know how many, but they didn't order a full.
didn't
They
order
just started
22?
slowly.
Gee, I must not have known that. I'd
I
have been
don't-
furious.
I mean, how could that be that you wouldn't have known that?
I don't know.
You know
I'd really been
everything.
mad.
Yeah, you were the boss.
I don't.
She bossed me around.
Is she like a protector?
She was a protector. She didn't let us take forced calls. And she didn't want our lunch hour interrupted, I can tell you that.
What?
Our lunch hour.
All right.
No, she'd been around the block. And, at the beginning, Farrah and I were just like, we listened to her. She was a leader. You were a leader.
Well, I mean, I had done the rookies in you're on a forced call. Sounds like we're going to force you to come. And that's all there is to it. You're on a forced call. And I realized, what? No. If you're on a forced call and you accept it, and you don't get a 12-hour turnaround, which means you don't get enough sleep, and you don't get to eat, and you don't get to learn your words, they gave you $1,000. But you can say, no, I don't think I'm going to take that forced call. And then you get a 12-hour turnaround, and you get your regular pay. So things like that were stuff I learned from the rookies.
I heard that Carol Burnett called you tonight, Cheryl.
She did.
What did she say?
She said, darling, I loved every minute that we were together. And I said, you are my favorite. You were always my favorite. And I never, ever missed your show. And we just had this wonderful conversation together. And I was so choked up that she called. And
Beautiful.
yeah,
Wow.
she's a wonderful, wonderful person.
Yeah.
Kate and Jaclyn, when you look back at those videos, what emotions go through you?
Wow.
No.
You heard them applauding you and cheering you on.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to look back sometimes, but it's been a great journey. I think Charlie's opened up a lot of this, certainly different areas in life for me that I'm grateful for. An unlikely arena, which was fashion design that I got into and have been doing it 40 years. So I look at the work, it's fulfilling to work with all those wonderful people, directors, writers. So
It's been a
great journey.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful.
You mentioned Charlie. Kate, once upon a time, Charlie was not going to be John Forsythe. It was another actor that showed up to the set Is it okay to say?
No, he actually didn't show up to the set because he had recorded the thing, and without mentioning names, because I don't really think that he just wasn't. It wasn't the right time for him to take on something like that.
And then you got the late John Forsythe, who I think people loved and adored.
He was terrific.
Tell me when you first met John.
I never met him.
What?
I left him messages when we went to re-record things that weren't clean on the soundtrack. I'd leave him a message, and he'd leave me one. But I didn't want to meet him while we were doing the show. I didn't
either then.
Didn't want to see him.
But I did meet him on a movie we did called The Users. And I ended up marrying him in the movie. And he had a little nickname for me called Snow White. So I loved John. He was such a true gentleman. And such a wonderful person. He's a wonderful person. And you live.
I know. He was my neighbor in
Santa Barbara
Valley. He was a wonderful, wonderful man.
I said we were going to talk about some serious things, and this is the moment, I think, because all three of you in your lives have battled breast cancer. Now, Cheryl, you have not publicly said this until right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for revealing it to this audience, because I think words are powerful, and when you can share your journey and give other people hope, because you've all eaten it.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to this audience?
First of all, there are not words you're looking for to be told. And it's always a shock. And mine was an aggressive form. I had wonderful doctors. I was bald with no eyelashes for quite a while. It was a humbling experience, and yet I had a wonderful husband who helped me fight all through it. He was there for me at every turn, and that makes a big difference.
Yeah. And
eventually, I started getting little sprouts of hair, and I was like, "Oh, I'm getting hair! I'm coming back." It was a long, hard roll, but you just get on with it. You just have to get on with it. And I had wonderful doctors, and I had a wonderful husband who helped me get through it. I love him so much.
I saw your two co-stars shaking their heads, so I'm guessing similar stories, that you need the support and the love and the strength, your own strength.
yeah, the power of girlfriends see you through. Your family sort of suffers with, it was hard for my family. They were somewhat in denial at first. What? You couldn't have breast cancer. But what made me survive is girlfriends. I never went to radiation. My family did too, because I have a great family. My husband was there, he's a doctor. I was ready to have a mastectomy, and he said, research shows lumpectomy with radiation in your case is just as good, and, will assure you of a cure. But I think it's a family disease, and they're affected like you are, but your girlfriend sort of walked that walk. When Cheryl called me, the first thing I did is I sent her my wigs, and she was so brave, because she did have an aggressive form. When I got breast cancer, it sort of was eye-opening, and I ended up doing the Charlie's Angels movie, launching a furniture line, and doing The District with Craig T. Nelson. So it was sort of an impetus to get back out there, because you hear that word cancer and it stops you in your tracks, and you think, God, every minute is important and golden. So, and I was at your bedside.
Mm-hmm. I think that, people, it's really important to understand and embrace. Not to be afraid of getting a mammogram, because you might hear something, because early detection is the key to the cure. all there is to it.
And
You find it early enough, it really doesn't matter much what it is or where it is. You find it early enough, and you'll probably be all right with the right medical team and all that. But early detection's the key to the cure. So.
I think just getting older, with each passing decade, your chances of getting breast cancer go up, even without family history. So sometime you reach an age and you think, oh, I'm scot-free, this is not going to get to me. But that's the exact opposite. You know, you need to continue with your mammogram.
And I was going to say, if you find a little something that in either of your breasts, don't ignore it. Do not ignore it. It might be nothing, but it could be. You're going to have your breasts taken off if you don't go quickly to the doctor and let them find it for you. And we're all so grateful. And
Right.
Well,
it's nice to have two.
Yeah.
thank you for your honesty there. Kate, I'm going to get to you now. We're going to go back to something a little bit lighter, but I need an answer to this. You haven't been acting for some 20 years or so. I would love to see you back doing something, as I'm sure they would.
Thank you.
Can we convince you?
Yeah, you know. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I love you, Kate. Any studio heads out there? Yeah, when I was directing, mostly in Canada, and I love directing. And I came home, we shot all night, and I got home real early in the morning, and my son was very little, and I realized that I really couldn't be a good director and a good mom at the same time. And I thought, if I'm not a good mom, it really doesn't matter what else I do well. So I just walked away and became a full-time mom. And I'm glad I did it. I wish I'd kept a couple of connections, but you know, I'm ready to go back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Finally, he's all grown up and,
Awesome.
you know.
Cheryl,
Yes.
you also have a history with some Christmas movies, and those fans are very devoted, like a lot of the Charlie's Angels fans. What was that experience like? I think you had to do 4 or 5 of those Christmas movies.
I love those Christmas movies.
They're always happy
One of them with
endings.
Bruce Boxleitner.
That's right.
Yeah. Good looking.
Yeah, I got a thing for Jesus, I'm just saying. And I love those kind of movies, and I love God, and I love my Savior, and any chance I get to talk about him or pray with him, and it's just a really big part of my life.
So I've been saving asking you this question, making people wait for it, essentially. I love that you're on HSN now and we can still buy your clothes after all these years, that you can gift people. I don't know, have you gifted them with your clothes?
Well, I have something for Kate. She's never picked it up.
What is it?
It's a jacket. You saw it
it's
on
my jacket.
HSN. I'm still got it
Right.
wrapped up, but she'll get it.
But you have this book coming out that I think a lot of people are looking forward to seeing, and it is called I Once Knew a Guy Named Charlie. You can pre-order it now. What can you promise us about this book?
Well, I mean, you know, people want to hear the behind the scenes, and there's plenty of those. And the Charlie's chapters are a letter to the people who walked with me and saw themselves reflected in the story. But my goal in the book was to go to a deeper place, my heart, the loves of my life, my upbringing. Oh, God. And my children and my husband. So I think life is never as simple as the public version. And it's all, my whole journey and involves the best part of my life, my family.
And when can we start reading this?
Well, I think September 8th.
Okay.
It'll be out there.
We have a couple of questions from members, Paley members
Sure.
here. So one of them is from Paley member Cindy Stokes. For all the angels, during your time on Charlie's Angels, what experience or memory has had the greatest impact on shaping you who you are today, 50 years later?
Oh, wow. Oh.
Wait.
See, she asks harder questions than me.
You answer it.
Oh, no, you can't.
Cheryl, take it away.
Well, I think Charlie certainly had an impact on all of our careers. It was rare to have an enormous hit and nothing in our past to relate to it. It was an education. It was.
It's you, people.
Yeah, well,
all
you
of
were
you.
the
It's
reason we're
you.
here.
Okay.
So, yeah.
It's you. You're friends. You mean
So many.
much more to us than you could ever imagine. And
We've
we're so
watched.
grateful to you for inviting us into your homes and then
And
continuing to stick with us 50 years. You've got to be kidding me. Come on.
There's one more Paley member question. This question is from Paley member Joseph Pila. For each angel, when you look back on the show, is there a particular outfit you think is iconic to your character? Let's
I
start
wore a
with
lot of turtletnecks.
black turtle.
Yeah.
I have to say.
And I stood behind the bar, so I didn't have to change my clothes.
Call her the smart angel. She didn't want to stand for all those fittings and have to. She'd just go waist up, stand behind the bar, and you were kind of in charge behind that bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for me, gosh, the white bikini. But I wasn't. Yeah, the white bikini. That would have to be it for me.
One of your 72 bikinis?
I mean,
You said you wore a lot of bikinis, so.
yeah.
Was it a bikini for you or
Cheryl
something
had
else?
many bikinis.
Yeah.
That one was sort of main titles, and the first thing I put on was that white bikini. But I wasn't born the first day I put on it. It seems that out there I was. But yeah, it was
Perfect.
over and over.
What was yours?
Bikinis.
Okay. That's what I thought. Okay.
A lot of bikinis.
We're really pretty much out of time, but I have to ask one more question because when we were growing up, there were all these products you could buy, toys and
Merchandising.
posters and merchandise.
Yeah.
What was your favorite or least favorite piece of merchandise? Kate.
Well, my least favorite part of merchandising was they didn't pay us. Didn't what? For all of those things. In 2000, I got a check from Sony Pictures for $80-something with a letter that said, and I quote, "The enclosed check represents your share of the merchandising from the television series Charlie's Angels from its inception through the present date. Thank you very much, Sony Pictures."
Wow.
Thank you, Sony Pictures.
Jaclyn?
Well, I have something very special, and it's from Jack Condon. I think he's in the audience. I got a pinball machine.
Oh.
And it is iconic, and it has our pictures, and each of my children want it, plus my husband. So, that was very special. And he has an amazing collection and knowledge of our show. And I know he's out there.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, last words to you, Cheryl.
Oh gosh, I don't even know how to respond. I just felt so loved. And everywhere I went, people wanted to talk and told me how much they loved the show. And for a long time, it was just everywhere I went in a store, "Oh, hi, Cheryl, we love your show." I mean, you couldn't be in a bad mood because there were so many people that really appreciated three women and our show, and it was always uplifting to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, I think I speak for the audience right now when I say I love your candor, I love your humor, I love your honesty, I love talking to you. I wish you were all my neighbors. But I hope that in some future time, the three of you are back together on a screen big or small, because you work well together.
We did.
And so on that note, I'd like to thank Cheryl and Jaclyn and Kate and all of you for joining us here at PaleyFest. Good night.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.